What does legacy mean to you? I know I've had quite a few conversations over the last, I'd say maybe a month, whether it was being a podcast guest or being the host in the last 6 months. It has come up quite often too, but lately in the last 30 days, it's been something that's resonated and come up quite a bit with people I've communicated with. And for me, legacy, for some, legacy is leaving behind money, leaving behind the ability for their family never to worry about money, leaving behind their wealth. Others, leaving a legacy behind is leaving an impression, an indelible impression on the world. For them, that is a legacy, so that their name is spoken, maybe their name is put on a building, maybe, like for an example, a library is named after them, or a sports rink, or whatever the case may be. To some, that is a legacy they're looking for. And there's many other ways that people look at legacy. I know myself, my legacy will be, so here's what I told somebody. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was today. I've done 6 interviews this week. I've had many great conversations. I believe it was earlier today when I told somebody that my legacy is basically making sure that the music doesn't die in me, in the sense that I want to make sure that anything that's inside of me isn't kept inside in regards to my passion for wanting to help others, sharing the trials and tribulations that I've gone through along the journey of my life to the point that I am now. Maybe that legacy, when I'm gone, will be around and still continue to help others. It'll still continue to help uplift and change and pivot, just like books that have been around. For example, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Carnegie's book has been around forever. Like, I can't even remember. I think it's about 70, 80 years. I can't remember the year it was first published. But that book continues to be a legacy for the Carnegie family because it continues to educate and inspire and change people's lives. And there's many things like that out there. Even Earl Nightingale, one of the first motivational people out there that brought out their first motivational talks to the world on vinyl record, right? His legacy is going to be around pretty much, in my mind, forever, just like Carnegie. And the list goes on. There's so many other people out there too that have forged ahead and created a legacy. And for me, a legacy is a thought legacy, an idea that people will be able to, watch, let's say, one of the podcasts, like I talked about with one of the people I interviewed today, in the future, 10, 20, maybe 50 years from now, let's say I'm gone, I'm not on this planet anymore, and somebody can look at that tagline of that video, be able to kind of wonder or kind of know, maybe, depending. Some of them are very predominant and easy to understand what the topic's going to be. Other ones are meant to intrigue you, but they will listen to that podcast and be able to learn from both the guest and myself how to pivot, how to elevate, how to level up their lives, how to get past the problems, the trials and tribulations they're currently experiencing. I think the most powerful thing for me, though, in regards to legacy, is that my kids, their kids, et cetera, down to my great-great-great-grandkids, my name will live on. And as well as the guests that I interviewed, their name will live on in a form of my legacy as well. They'll have their own legacy, and people can listen to it. Family, friends can say, hey, this was your great-great-great-grandpa Dwight, and this is what he taught people. He went out and in turn taught people how to live life on purpose, not by accident. He wanted them to be empowered, to not live a life of quiet desperation like he had for so many years, and struggled to get to the point where he could reach the masses on a global basis. And this is who he was, and this is what he accomplished. And that excites me, to know that there could be a legacy of me and somebody listening to me that's 7, 8, 10 generations later, and I can effectively help out their life. I could help out, again, the guests I've interviewed. They are sharing their information, and it is something that their family can find as well. So there's so much more in depth for me for legacy than money, than status. It's more about the message, making sure that the music that was, I guess I'm passed away at this point. I'm alive right now, but the music inside of me was shared. And it was, and continued to be, videos around forever, right? So it can be shared for decades, centuries. And that excites me to know that there can be a legacy, that my thought process, that my way of thinking, that my learned process from mistakes I experienced, that I turned into wisdom and continue to develop more and more wisdom and ability to help and educate others, can stay around forever. Just like I believe a Carnegie book like How to Win Friends and Influence People will still be influencing people centuries from now. I hope this makes sense. Drop me a comment below. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. I appreciate you all. God bless. Peace out and stay out of trouble.